are, great. If you're not, you might want to. At the same time, when you bring somebody in to look at this information, are you following back up with them? Are you making sure they're taking it correctly? Are you calling them 2, 3 days later after they get the technology to ask them for a report? How do you feel? Are you applying it? I talk to so many people that's not even using the technology correctly. And again, everyone, how do we learn? By getting on the calls, by getting on the corporate update calls and hearing the testimonies and hearing how people are using it. So what I want to do is I want to make sure, because I've got some other stuff that I've added that I'm going to share with you guys. So I want to make sure that you guys use it correctly. I was talking to a lady one time and she got on my Zoom and I think she was with the company maybe 2 weeks. And she was putting the Restore in her mouth, swishing it around, and then spitting it out. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay, that stuff is too expensive to be spitting it out. But she didn't know that she was supposed to swish it around and swallow it. Uh-oh, hang on, you know what? I forgot to push record. Hang on, everyone. I forgot to push the record button.
Okay. Recording in progress.
Awesome, thank you. So she didn't know that she was supposed to, well, she knew about swishing it around, but she didn't know she was supposed to swallow it. So she was putting it in her mouth, swishing around and spitting it out. And then she was wondering, why isn't she getting the results that she's looking for? And when she called me, I was like, well, who's your sponsor? And she didn't remember, right? And that's the reason why it's so important that you get back with people, you follow back up with people, you make sure that they're taking it correctly. You make sure that they're doing the right dosage, because some people say, oh, I put one dropper. Well, remember, everyone, it's 2 mLs, milliliters. Okay, in the dropper on the top line, is the top line all the way to the top says 1 ml. You're supposed to do 2 of those in the morning and 2 in the evening. Some people just do 1 for the entire day, but it's also important that you do 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So that's why I always say it's important to follow back up with people to make sure they're taking it correctly, because I guarantee you this, if people are not taking the technology correctly, are they going to come back and do business? Absolutely not. They will not come back to do business. And how does that affect you as their inviter? Well, you lose that residual income. The company lose that person as a customer, as a client. And that's not what we want. So I think it's very important that we do follow back up, okay? So again, everybody, I see some people on here, man, that I haven't seen in a while, haven't talked to in a while. Awesome. Thank you so much, all of you, for showing up, for being here. I'm just excited because you guys are here, okay? You guys can be anywhere else, but guess what? You're here on this Zoom with me, and I appreciate it. So let me check the chat. Hang on, everybody. I got to make some changes real quick. Hang on. Okay, everyone, please leave your cameras off. The reason why we have that, because it is a distraction. People should be looking at the Zoom and not looking at you walking through the kitchen, petting the dog, feeding the cat, washing dishes, okay? So leave your cameras off, please, through this presentation. Please do not raise your hand till after the presentations, and then I'll be able to call on you guys, answering questions and testimonies. We love them, we love them, we like them. We like them, we love them, okay? Let me do one more thing. I got to change something here. Hang on, everyone. I got to make some adjustments here. Okay, I'm just checking the room. And my co-host called in sick again. Man, well, she's not really sick. She's shopping. Okay, so I shouldn't say she's sick because she's not. But she's out shopping. So anyway, that's okay. All right, everybody, again, let me go ahead and resume the presentation. Awesome. Hey, let me change this. Thank you so much for your patience. So when I took a look at MoreMito, I heard about this company probably 3 years ago, but the first person that told me, never follow back up. What if they would have? What if they would have called me and said, hey, Alexander, did you listen to the information? Folks, when I heard this program 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about a conference call. I didn't know anything about any testimonies. The person just sent me a link. I clicked on it. I went to the website. I said, what is this? And I left. No one ever called me. You know, you always hear people say the fortune is in the follow-up, and it's true. But you have to know how to follow up with people. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you talk to someone about a program or an opportunity and you don't get back with them within a 2 week or a week period, they're going to think your program is not good. Because if it was, you would have called them back immediately. That's what I would have thought. So the last person that came after me, he kept calling me and said, Alexander, did you listen to the testimonies? And I said, no. He said, you mean you got to go listen to them? I said, okay. But he kept calling me every other day saying, did you listen? I said, no. And as I began to listen, I said, I don't believe all this. I was hearing stuff I've never heard in my life. I was hearing stuff that scared me. Stuff such as people getting shots in their eyes with a needle. I've never heard that until I got involved and listened to some testimonies. You know, people couldn't walk and people in wheelchairs and just all kind of different health challenges. And I was like, man, these people are not telling the truth. These people are not being honest because I didn't believe. But I said, you know what? There has to be some truth to some of this. Everybody can't be lying. So let me do my own research and find out what I can find. And I did. And I said, okay, let me order the technology. And within a 2 week period, I had 22 people in the company. So what I want to do is to share with you some information, tell you what happened to me. I got the technology. I took the technology. I suffered with vertigo for the past 12 to 15 years. I've tried every juice, drink, shake, tea, coffee, patch, everything to get rid of vertigo. Vertigo is where you're always constantly dizzy. And I couldn't get rid of it. But when I got involved in MoreMito, my lady said, baby, how's your vertigo? After about 2.5 weeks of me being on the technology. And I didn't realize that it was gone until she asked me, how's your vertigo? And I said, baby, it's gone. Period. I said, man, this stuff worked. It got rid of the floaters in my eyes. So just that alone caught my attention. So what I'm going to do is share with you some information, and I want you to get rid of all distractions. And this is the reason why. You cannot stay focused on what's going on this Zoom if you've got the radio, the TV, the dog, or whatever. So I ask you to do this. Get rid of all distractions. They say our mind is like a parachute and it's not going to work unless you open it up. You can't do that if you've got all these distractions going on. So do me a favor, stay focused on the information. I'm going to cover a lot of information in a very short period of time. And I want you to do whatever you have to do. If you've got to go home and think about it or sleep on it or pray on it or whatever it is that you have to do that, and I respect that. But spend your time here wisely, because why? Once you spend the time, you can't take it back. So stay focused on the information, okay? So let me ask you this question. This is a very serious question. I want you to think about this. If you had to choose between $1 million or perfect health for you and your family, which one would you pick? Think about that. If you had to choose between $1 million or perfect health for you and your family, which one would you pick? You know, there's people right now that are worth millions of dollars and they have health challenges. They have whatever challenge they got it, okay? And I guarantee you they'll give back every dime, nickel, and quarter to get perfect health. Why? Because your health is your wealth. Folks, if you don't have your health, you will never acquire the wealth because you're not in good health. You're not going to feel like going out there and doing something. So that's very, very important. When I got started with the company, I met Roger Hill, and it just struck me the way that he approaches things. He has a unique intellect, and the best way that I can describe it from what I heard from Dale, he has the ability to find the corners in a circle. He's got an analytical approach to everything he does, and that intellect served him well in his career at NASA. Roger spent years at NASA, and Roger used to have regular meetings with people you and I read about in the history book. Just an incredible career. And how do you top a career like that? Well, you get recruited by the Pentagon. He spent years at the Pentagon. He really gained a reputation for creating a unique and one-of-a-kind pay plan. A pay plan that rewards the people. See, it seems like those other companies that I've been involved in had the type of compensation that had breakage for the company and not for the people. They have qualification where you had to qualify each month just to continue to get the check that you rightfully earned. Roger understood that the people are the company. If you reward the people, you will have a successful company. He was also responsible for putting 40,000 people in one company. He took all of that experience, that knowledge, and brought it here to MoreMito. Planted his flag here, and he is our CEO, and he runs this company, and we are so blessed to have him with us. And to give you more information on this company and this incredible technology, I turn this call over to Roger Hill.
Let me introduce you to us, particularly if you're new. By now you may know that we are a nutraceutical company and that we're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. And it's because of some very special technology that our scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, created. You know, he's actually pioneering a new way to make all of us healthier. And it's based on what I think is a really simple concept. What he wants to do is, first of all, increase the amount of energy that your cells can produce. How common sense is that? Doesn't everything take energy? If I go in your house right now and start turning down that current, wouldn't your lights start to dim at some point? Wouldn't your appliances start to malfunction and subsequently fail? Of course they would. Well, you know, that's the way it is when you go through life, because you start out with a lot of mitochondria. You tend to lose them to the extent that by the time you get to be 80 or 90, you may only have 5 or 10% left. Now, what goes with it as that goes? Loss of function, you know, from all those things you ran into that diminished your mitochondria, diseases you encountered along the way, lifestyle choices you might have made, medications you might have been prescribed. Among them, there are some serial killers of mitochondria, things you ran into in the environment. Dr. Elliott wants to reverse that trend. He wants to grow back your mitochondria to give your body an opportunity to get back that function that you've lost. He likes to use natural substances to do so, but he had to solve a significant problem with them called deliverability. They can have a difficult time being as effective as they could be. As good as we thought they've been, there's a level above that if you could actually get them to be delivered into your cells properly. Dr. Elliott created this technology. It's called XDS, that stands for Exponential Delivery System, and it's in all of our products. And it is the reason that things get into your cells and even deeper into your mitochondria and create all these amazing stories that you hear in every single one of our calls. He created a product line for us. It's called UltraMito, and I'm going to tell you about that.
Thank you, Roger, so much for your time and your expertise and being on this Zoom. We really appreciate that, sir. Your mitochondria are components in your cells that produce energy. They're commonly called the powerhouse. When you get 75, 80 years old, you're lucky if you have 5 or 10% of your mitochondria left. You know, in that demonstration, Roger Hill says, if I turn down the energy in your home, what happens? Your house runs on 120 watts. If it's only at 54, the microwave is not going to work. The lights are going to be dim. So the things in your house is not going to work like they're supposed to, because why? Because of the energy. You literally cannot be your healthiest unless your mitochondria are at their best. And what tears down your mitochondria? You know, Roger talked about all the different things that does, but guess what? Stress, negativity, worrying about the job, worrying about how you're going to keep gas in the car, pay the bills. Those things can tear down your mitochondria. So what do we have? We have a technology. It's our 3rd generation, and guess what? This technology helps to rebuild your mitochondria and restore that in your body. And just kind of just give you an idea what it does. You know, they were talking about that when they opened up King Tut's tomb, that there was black seed in there. This has 44 ingredients, and you can go to the website to look at all the different ingredients that's in this product here. And it's very simple to use. It's very easy. All you do is take the recommended dosage, it's 4 milliliters a day. And what do? You don't just put it in your mouth and swallow it. You put it underneath your tongue and you hold it so it can get into your bloodstream. And then you swish it around like it's mouthwash, and then you let it settle back underneath your tongue. And you swish it around like it's mouthwash, let it settle back underneath your tongue, and you swish it around like it's mouthwash, let it settle back underneath your tongue for as long as you can. Then you swallow. You do 2 milliliters in the morning and 2 in the evening. That's a total of 4. When you get it, there's a little dropper in there. The top line on the dropper says 1 ml. So remember, you got to do 2 of those in the morning and 2 in the evening. But what we've learned is that when you mix the Restore and the Rejuvenate, it has an incredible effect. So this is going to help work from the inside out. If somebody's got a knee pain, bone on bone, back pain, head pain, well, this is going to help work from the inside out. Well, what's going to help to work from the outside in? Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate 2.0. Help you with your skin, help you in your hair, burns, scrape, scratch. This will be your go-to product for anything that you see on this screen. I'm telling you, when I learned about how you could brush your teeth to help with your gums and gingivitis and bad breath, you can use it as deodorant. Because there's a lot of stuff in deodorant that's not good for us. And we put that stuff on every single day. Well, guess what? You can use this. I had a guy tell me, he says, Alexander, this product is so awesome. I put it anywhere I have skin. I said, man, that's all over, right? So I wish I could get it in a gallon. And I was hearing people talk about how it would get rid of pain instantly. And I don't really have any pain, thank the good Lord, knock on wood. And I said, yeah, right. Well, I experienced it because I was helping my son move, and we had a U-Haul truck, and I ended up hitting my knee on the back of the U-Haul truck, helping him move. And I hit it pretty bad, and I mean, every time I would bend that knee, it swelled up, and it would hurt really bad. But I had some of the Rejuvenate. I said, let me put this on my knee. And I put it on my knee, and I was amazed at within less than 5 minutes, the pain was gone. I said, man, that stuff worked just like they said on the call. Okay? There's times when I wake up throughout the night, if I sleep too long on my right-hand side, my hip gets to aching and bothering me. And you guys know if you got some pain somewhere, it will wake you up. You don't want to be awakened, but guess what? If you have some pain somewhere, it's going to wake you up. And I would put the stuff on it, and the first time it happened, I put it on, and I said, no, that didn't work like that. That didn't go away. It only went away because I was walking from the bedroom to the bathroom. But folks, the pain went away. I want to show you this person here, put it in his hair. His hair grew back. Look at the before and the after on his hair. This lady right here, look at her skin. It's good for the skin. As well as if you have any aches in your hand, if you have pain in your feet, this will go down deep, penetrate the skin, the muscles, get into the joints, get into the cells to help. Now, don't just put it on once. You got to continue to feed it. Put it on. I want you to understand is that some people have challenges that they've had for 20, 30 years, and they expect this to get rid of it in a week. You cannot expect this technology to fix something that you've had for 20, 30 years in a week. Okay? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But your body's going to do what it needs to do to fix itself. This is called bundle number 7. If you buy 3, you get 1 free. So we also have another product called the Brain and Body. They had this product 3 years ago, and it was a big horse pill, and people complained about the pills being so big. So Dr. Devin came and reformulated and put it in a capsule. So anyone that you know that have challenges in the mental capacity, but I know somebody that will leave the living room, go to the kitchen, and get in the kitchen and forgot why he walked in the kitchen. I was like, man, you need some of this, right? But, I'm like, man, I don't want to be like that. But what we have been hearing is that people have been taking this, and it's been causing the synapses in the brains to fire. I had a lady that I was talking to, and I called her right, and she said, Alexander, I told you I'm not good with products. I'm not going to get involved in any products. And I said, I know, but that's not why I'm calling you. She said, well, I told you I'm not going to go get nobody. I'm not going to go recruit nobody. And I said, I know, but that's not why I'm calling you. She said, okay, why are you calling me? And I said, the reason why I'm calling you is because I know that you need to have back surgery. I said, I know that your mother don't even know your name, and that hurts your heart. Only thing I want you to do is get on a call and just listen. You ain't got to go tell nobody. You don't have to, you don't have to go market the product. I just want you to become a customer and see if this technology will help you. And she did. She got involved in the business, purchased the product, and put in 12 people. The same person that told me, I'm not going to do nothing. Some people have pets, and this right here is something that I found that says pet owners in the U.S. has jumped significantly over for the past 3 decades. In 2024, of 66% of U.S. households, 86.9 million people have pets. 86.9. So if you have a pet that's kind of slow, don't greet you at the door, don't run and jump on you, kind of sluggish. Folks, we have a product called Petlife, the Pet 2.0, to help with the pets. Now, this is the thing. Pets can't have citrus. So this Petlife is the same as the Restore without the citrus. I've also learned that people can put this in their eyes, because if you put the Restore in your eye, it's going to burn really bad. I'm going to hear you all the way in California, because it's going to burn that bad. But you can use the Petlife. It'll still sting a little bit, but it won't burn as bad because it won't have the citrus in there to cause it to burn. So you can definitely use the Petlife. 4 lines of products. We have the Restore 3.0, the Rejuvenate 2.0, we have the Petlife, and the Renew. There's other things, and I will tell you, folks, so you definitely want to make sure that you're on the corporate update call on Saturday. And I always tell people this. It is not mandatory for you to be on these calls. No, it's not. But is it mandatory for your success? Yes. Is it mandatory for you to learn how to use the product? Because there are people that's coming to us and telling us, I never knew that you could brush your teeth with the Rejuvenate until I heard it on the call. And guess what I've been doing? Brushing my teeth with it. I never knew about using it as deodorant, but heard it on the call. And the testimonies that we hear is awesome. And I tell people, tell your testimonies, because you never know when your testimony might be a blessing to somebody else. You just don't know. So don't be afraid to tell your testimony. So I tell people this, make a decision to make a decision. How much does it cost to join this company? It's free. We don't have a monthly requirement on an auto ship. A person does not have to be on an auto ship every single month to be qualified to earn commissions. No. And there's a lot of great companies out here. Okay, I've been a part of some of them. Okay, they're still in existence. And when companies ask you to join, Roger said something to me that made sense. I never thought about this. He said, why does a company make you join them if you want to join? I never thought about that. Because all the companies I've been in, I had to pay a sign-up fee or application fee or website fee or whatever outside of what it costs for the product. He also says this, why does a company make you get on a monthly auto ship to get your check if you rightfully earned your check? You know, one of the things that I want to tell you guys is this. You know, we talk about the technology, we talk about other companies, we mentioned about what the technology can do for you and your family. But what I'm really excited about is being able to join this company for free. There are so many companies out there that you go to join and they have all this cost that you have to pay to get involved in their company. But with us, you join this company for free. But the other part of it is that you can get the technology for free. I've been in this company over 2 years. I have never reached in my pocket and pulled out my credit card to purchase the technology. Why? Because I, talk to people, share the information, follow up, answer questions, get them on the call, do all that I have to do to keep this residual income coming in. And from that, I'm able to take what I've earned and pay for the technology every single month, which means there's a cost, absolutely, but it's not coming out of my pocket. It's coming from my commissions. And so I know that there's times when people will say that the technology is kind of expensive. I understand that. But you know that you can go to work and you could share this information and you can get other people involved in this opportunity to where you can get Mito Cash, to where you can now get the technology for free if you choose to. There should be no reason Well, actually, there's a reason. If you're not sharing, okay, there is a reason. If you're not sharing, if you're not telling, if you're not, getting with people and following back up with them and getting them on the calls, then yes, that can happen. You can miss out on the opportunity. And that's one thing that I don't want you guys to do. I don't want you guys to miss out on that opportunity. The other thing I want you guys to know is this. I was listening to something online, and there was this man talking about when you take, and a lot of people probably do this. I was one. I was one of them. I'm guilty for that. When you take your cell phone and you lay it down by your nightstand when you go to sleep, that messes with your brain. That can mess with your mitochondria. So I recommend this. Man, I'm gonna take the cell phone and put it, farther away from me, not by the head, not by my head. Okay. A lot of people, use their cell phone constantly on their cell phone talking with no earpiece. Okay. What else tears down the mitochondria? Negative stinking thinking. And in today's dealing with today's stress, food, I went to the grocery store just to get some basic stuff for the house. And I end up spending $117. And I was like, man, okay. But what can you do about that? Well, you can't lower the price of gas. Gas over here is $6 a gallon. Okay, so you can't lower the price of gas. You can't lower the price of food. So the only solution is one solution and one solution only to make more money. That's the only solution that I know is to make more money. Well, in this company, ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity for you to make more money and to improve your health. The older we get, the more that our health becomes more challenging. So, we can never run out of people because every day somebody's having a birthday. Every day somebody's getting older. That person will have some health challenges. Okay. So what I want to do now, I've got a video. Let me see if I can go ahead and bring that up here. Let me go ahead and pause this because what I'm going to do now is I have a video that I want to share with you guys. But before I do that, does anybody have any questions or comments before I get to the video? If you do, you can raise your hand or you can unmute your microphone. Let me turn my mic up so I can hear. Again, if anyone has any testimony or a question or a comment, please unmute your mic, raise your hand, and I'm checking to see if anyone has done that. Okay, just checking. All right. So let me go over here. Okay, go ahead. Grace, go right ahead.
Thanks, guys. I have Michael Woman to bring it up to the front of the call.
Awesome.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Alexander. How you doing,
Hey,
sir?
Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hello, MoreMito Nation. I just wanted to comment on something you said about stinking thinking. So in the mornings we have this call, and it's the Hope for the Day call. And I had the people challenge their beliefs because you can only go as far as you can believe you can go. So I had everybody sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and write down, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about money in me? What do I believe about success in me? What do I believe about MoreMito in me? And then just feel for the answer. Your body will tell you. Then ask yourself, where did I get this belief from? Then, once you have that, ask yourself, is there a more empowering belief that you can install in this place? Because beliefs aren't fixed until they're fixed. Until they're fixed in that paradigm in the subconscious mind, they aren't fixed. So you can change what you believe, and what you don't challenge, you choose. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Man, you know what? I absolutely like that. I mean, what you shared is incredible because you're absolutely right. And a lot of times we don't think that. I mean, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, we have a habit, a very bad habit
Mm,
of constantly thinking negative, of
yes.
constantly um, talking negative. And I always tell people is that if you don't want somebody in your house, don't open the door. And when I'm talking about your house, I'm not just talking about the house in which you live in. I'm talking about your surrounding, your atmosphere, your environment, okay? Your home, your domain. You control what you think. You control what you listen to through your ears. You control how you speak. Who's in control of that? You. The only person that stands in your way from achieving success in where you want to accomplish in life is you. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I know things get in the way. I know there's things that come up throughout life. I understand that. But how do you deal with those things when they do come up? That's the important part, okay? Let me go ahead and go to Grace. You got your hand raised. Go. Oh, you know what? Did I already call on you, Grace? I think I did. I think I, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go to Mrs. Bennett. You got your hand raised. I'm trying to
My name
clear
is
this.
Allison Bennett. Hi, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm new to meet MoreMito, and I was introduced to it by way of Saquon Swint, and also Sean Butler, who is on right now. He made sure that I understood what this is all about, and I'm very excited. There's a woman that I have recruited as who I signed up today. Her name is Helen. She's on as well. And the reason why I am even on here is because of Helen. Helen is a forensic chemist. She goes in on how all natural product of many kinds. If she doesn't say she does a forensic on it, and if she doesn't like it, or she does a deep dive on it, because that's her job to do. That's what she loves to do. All natural products. She makes sure that they do and they are legitimate and do what they say, and she has to understand how they work, and she does a deep dive on that. She is on this line. She is an amazing addition to this organization because of what she does for a living. She looked at this and she said, absolutely, this is great for pets and humans. And I want her to just say hello to everyone. You can ask her questions, but she is a forensic chemist and she specializes in all kinds of medical claims, but especially things that are all natural, quote unquote, unnatural, and all natural, and they do this and that. And if she doesn't give the stamp of approval for us and our organizations, because we focus on all natural, 100% solutions to medical situations, then we don't do it. She took her time to dive deep into this, and she said, I know exactly what this is. I know why it works. So Helen, can you please say hello to everyone? I know she's very shy. She's a behind the scenes person, but I just want you to know she's out here and that she is someone that you can actually ask questions to. What is this all about? Why does this work? What what is this? She tears it apart in a way that I have, that um, medically it's not FDA, of course, but she does it on that level as a scientist and a chemist. So I just wanted to say hello.
Okay, hello everybody. Can you hear me? Goodness.
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Oh goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. I am a shy person. I don't talk a lot, and especially in front of a lot of people because I'm just a little busy bee. But um, Allison had told me about the product um, a while ago, and I said, Allison, I said, let me do a little research. Let me dig in and dive a little bit, and let me, see what I can find or feel, or I can give it back to you in layman's terms, because a lot of people don't understand um, scientific terms, and they understand more layman's term. And I just told her that this was a very good product. It was a superior product because it deals with adaptogens. It also deals with another level of cellular structure in the body that can rejuvenate it, especially for longevity. And you are right, because as our body ages, in declines. We need the rejuvenation, toning the body, the kidneys, the organs, everything. And if we don't invest in that or invest in supplements that can do that, we're going to become a dying generation. So I told her that the blend, proprietary blend, everything that you have, is just very good. It's extremely well. The energy, the powerhouse of the mitochondria, the blend, everything that you do have, it's a very good product. The ingredients, everything that you're extracting from the ingredients. And I know you have a lot of the ingredients and what you do with the black seed oil and the olive oil, extracting that and the other blends that you do have, it blends well and it complements the body to rejuvenate and bring it up to another cellular structure. So the energy that is needed and the elements that has the blend to it, it's just excellent. And so I just wanted to give Allison my thumbs up, and I told her that I can't wait to try it and be introduced to it and see how I feel about it. But I congratulate you on creating and mixing this blend because we do need it in this time with stress, aging, diseases, mental illness. Everybody needs something to level up to another level. So I'm just happy that she's introduced me to this product.
Can you talk to them about the mitochondria and how you said that is just a key?
Yes, so that ingredient is like a powerhouse, and it is a component, a nutritional component for the formulation and the function that will support the ATP. So it's like a rejuvenation adaptogen to supplement. So it brings the body up, and I think it's over 2,000 um, cellular structures. And what it does is that what is breaking down, it builds back up. And so it reconstructs the cellular level. So things that you're feeling in your legs, your arms, whatever is your body that's breaking down, it stimulates, it brings it up. So it's like eating a superfood. It's like taking a green superfood. And when you or a piece of fruit that you want to get the energy from, the natural things that you get in fruit. And when you just take a bite of it, you just automatically feel the energy, that burst of it. So that's what it does. It gives you the burst. It's taking the cell, it brings it up, it taps it, it targets it, and it just restructures the energy of everything that your body is going through right now, and it just pulls it up. So it's a chemical change which produces the energy of it. But like I said, it works well with the extracts and everything else that's produced in the body and the things um, that you do have and the formulation that you do have. So I just can't wait to try it out. I just really can't wait to try it out. And I know that it's good and it's going to do extremely well because it's going to the extremities of the body, and it's just taking that platform of it and bringing it elevated up to another level. I think we need that in this generation. Like I said, with the aging and people are dying and getting sick quicker because they're not taking care of the body, or they're not taking the supplements that can produce the energy that they need, especially the brain fog, stress level, everything else is, you know, things are laying dormant in people. And with this, I think the product can really help our community and our generation. And
Helen, can
Helen,
I ask you a
Helen,
question?
if you don't mind, can you
yeah.
just drop your email, just
Oh,
an
no, no,
email?
hang on. We don't want to do that on this call. I mean,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, we don't put people's information on here and phone numbers and stuff. But what I want to do is it okay if I ask you a question, Helen?
Yes.
My question is, do you recommend that they take the technology and that the technology is the first thing that they put in their body when they wake up in the morning?
I believe, yes, I do.
Okay.
I do, because when the body is in a rest mode, so after the rest mode, you get up in the morning, it is the first thing that you should be taking. It's like you're getting on the scale and weighing yourself, and the first thing in the morning, people take, medication or supplements first thing in the morning after you come out, because you're taking the from the rest mode back into the energy mode that you're looking for to restore and rejuvenate in the morning time. Like, I don't drink cold water, I drink warm water because it 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 does something to you in the morning when you drink cold water. It stresses the body out. When you drink cold water, it's like if the temperature overwhelms the body and it shakes it and it stresses it out. So I just drink natural, regulated water before I do anything else. So I think that's the same thing that you should do. What your product does, you should take it the first thing in the morning. If you're trying to get the best result, yes, I would take it first thing in the morning.
Excellent, excellent.
And
Yeah, because
what
I had a
about with
gentleman.
alkaline? What
I,
about with alkaline water?
I would take alkaline water in the morning, but I would drink it during the day. But it creates your pH balance to bring it back up. So people need that to restore themselves when they get up in the morning, you know, because you don't want the acid to overwhelm the alkaline. So the things that we're drinking or eating acidic, you need the alkaline water to reset your body, the pH balance.
okay. One thing that I want to say is I had a gentleman. Let me go ahead and mute your line real quick. I had a gentleman that I was talking to. He was 80 years old, and he got on the technology, was taking it, and I would give him a call every 3 days just to get an update to find out how was he doing, how was it working, is it, you know, because he had what's called, I think, lock finger or trigger finger. His right hand, he couldn't use his right hand because it was constantly locked up. And so after about 3 weeks of talking with him, I learned that he would get up in the morning and he had this routine that he would do every single day, the same exact thing. He would get up in the morning, have his first cup of coffee, go to his favorite restaurant, have his orange juice, his breakfast, his toast, or whatever whatever he wanted to have for breakfast, and then he would come back and take the technology. And I didn't know that for like 3 weeks. And I said, sir, Mr. James, I would recommend that the Restore would be the first thing that you put in your body before everything else. And when he started doing that, his hand started improving. And there was a difference, okay? Let me go ahead and go to, and thank you so much, Helen, for that. I really appreciate it. Grace, thank you for bringing her to the front of the call. And I would love to get once you get on the technology and you keep a record of how things are working out for you, I would love for you to come back and give us an update on your progress. That would be absolutely incredible. Okay?
No, that was Allison Bennett that brought Helen to
Oh,
the.
okay. I'm sorry, Allison. I'm sorry. Thank you, Allison. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and go to Melvin. You got your hand raised. Go right ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Alexander. Again, great. I want to speak a little fast. I'm going to do my best to pronunciate the word correctly because I want to see your videos. You do great videos. One thing I want to stress first, folks, is this. Now that we know this, we have what I believe a spiritual and moral obligation to share this, whether you buy the product or use it or not. Now that you know this information, you got to get it out to people. We've got to. Okay, even if you don't like talking to people, we've got to get it out, because what's been happening is people's situations are becoming life-threatening. I just left my sister in the hospital, and she almost transitioned. We had a lot of prayers going on, what have you. And when the company gives their calls on Saturday, a gentleman that comes on from Ireland is Nick McQuillan. And one thing that he says a lot, and I mentioned it this morning on a morning call. One thing that he mentioned is he says, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. Again, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. So if you're not changing, starting work later than you should, coming on the call later than you should, if you're not changing something bad to something good, you're choosing to continue doing something bad. How do you change a bad habit? You subdue it by creating new habits. Now, I'm going to give you some things because I use this technology basically right now as a preventative. I'm 67 and a half years old. I feel like I'm 25, okay? And so I had trouble with ED for about a good, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years even, okay? But anyway, when I got on the product, okay, I realized, because here's what I did. First, on April the 2nd of 2024, I put it on my eyelids because I had two dark specks in my eyes, and I was getting a sting in my eye 1 to 3 times a day after seeing this new doctor. So I put it on my eyes. This is before I even started mixing it. But I put the the Rejuvenate on my eyelids. And 15 minutes later, all of a sudden, one of my specks I couldn't find, and I said, wow, this is weird. The other speck that was in my eye, it was about 40 to 50% less, and I'm like, man. So I'm getting ready to go to sleep, because I was at my sister's. We was up late watching television. About 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. And all of a sudden I said, oh, also have to take, and again, March 2024, I said, oh, I got to try the liquid. So I took 2 milliliters, because it comes with a dropper, and it has the, the numbers on it, 1 ml. I took 2 milliliters, about under the tongue, switched it around, kept it there for about 15 minutes, maybe 20. I go back and check on it. And all of a sudden, about 15, 20 minutes later, all of a sudden, this calmness comes over me, this natural spiritual type high, and I'm like, wow, and this burst of natural energy, and I'm not feeling tired anymore. And it was really odd. I don't know where this thought came from, but at any rate, this thought came of me having this conversation with a lady friend of mine. And I got to thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, if we kept this conversation going, we would read scripture together. We talk about the Bible, talk about the life, whatever. She had a couple of kids, whatever. And then I said, man, we would have had a great marriage. Now, mind you, like I said earlier, I was dealing with the challenge of ED, erectile dysfunction, for about a good 10, 15, maybe 20 years. Went to the urologist, everything, had shots, just all kind of stuff. Well, about 15, 20 minutes later, below my waist, I stayed at attention. I'm like, no way, no way. And I knew, just because the way my body felt, and ladies, this is good for both men and women, but ladies, please pay attention to this, because a lot of relationships are being broken just because men feel embarrassed. Some men feel embarrassed because they have ED. There's nothing to feel embarrassed about anything, okay? So at any rate, I got her attention below my waist, and I'm like, wow. I wake up the next morning, okay? Man, my body's natural reactions are happening. I'm at attention in the morning every day since April 2nd, 2024. But when I wake up, that burst of energy is still there. I'm talking, I only got about 4 hours. It felt like I had 8 hours of sleep. Because what's happened is, as some of us may know, this XDS technology, exponential delivery system, as soon as it touches the outside of the body, as soon as it enters the inside of the body, it goes into the bloodstream. I put it on my stomach. I got an 8.5 inch scar from emergency stomach surgery. I put it on there. I didn't even rub it in, because I mixed the liquid refill with the Rejuvenate skin balm that we call cream. I mixed it together, didn't even touch it, and within 45 minutes, it absorbed by itself through my pores. Now, whenever you see the back office and you see Dr. Bevan Elliott's name, listen to it. Because what I realized when I was listening to the second part of his call he had with Roger, he was talking about how he developed this technology. He has all his PhDs and all his degrees and all this, but he said it wasn't him. He believes in prayer. He got a stomach ache, a headache he was talking about. And then all of a sudden, he said it was like the Spirit came upon him and instructed him how to develop this technology that takes 8 weeks to develop. He infuses it into the all-natural ingredients that we get from all over the world, okay? And then what it does, it detoxifies the cells. It detoxifies the cells, regenerates them, and then it allows the body do what it's supposed to do, heal itself to its original state as of a child, to the same amount or more of mitochondria that it has. That's why I feel all this energy, and I feel like I'm 25 years old. And that's why we're going to look even younger. Lastly, one key thing, you're going to feel when you use these products, detoxification is going to come. You're going to sense, you're going to feel odd, you're going to smell things, you're going to see things. You're going to think something's wrong. All it may mean is take a little less of the product, or take it another way if you can't take it to the mouth. But we've got to get the word out, and we have to learn to say less to more people faster. We cannot manage time, but we can manage our actions. Say less to more people faster, because all we really are is we're directing messengers, directing people where to go. Even if we know a lot about the product, don't tell people, direct them where to go get the information.
And you
Let's
know what,
do
Melvin?
them.
Melvin,
Back to you.
I got to get to some other hands. I thank you so
Yeah.
much, sir, for with all that information. Absolutely powerful information. And ladies and gentlemen, what he is saying is absolutely true. What he shared with you is absolutely great information, but it means absolutely nothing if you don't use it, if you don't take it. Guess what I've been doing while he's been talking? Taking the mixture and putting it on my eyelids, eyebrows, temple, under my eye, forehead, on my ear, behind my ear, and behind my neck area. Throughout the day, you should be applying the technology every single day, every day, at least 6, 7, 8 times a day. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people who just use it in the morning and just use it before they go to bed at night. But guess what? You've got another 18, 19, 20 hours or 12 hours that you're not applying it. Okay? Before I get to the next hand, I want to share something with you guys real quick. Um, he talked about, hang on, hang on, hang on, let me see something. Okay, hang on, Rod. I need you to mute your line. Hang on, please. He talked about the Rejuvenate. If you look at the screen right now, you can see here that I have a picture here of the Rejuvenate 2.0. What's really important, when I first came in the company, I didn't know anything and no one was really talking about mixing it. I didn't learn that until after I got in the company, and about, I don't know, a month later, people started talking about mixing it. So what happens when you get the Restore, it comes with the dropper. Remember, the top line on the dropper is 1 ml. You want to make sure that you're using it correctly. So on a full jar, you can put 1.5 mLs, or you could put 1 ml. Now, what do? I'll take half of it out and put it in an empty jar, and I'll add 1 ml to it, and I'll mix it up. By doing that, it'll change the color of it. Now, you can make it a little bit wetter. If you add too much Restore to it, add some more Rejuvenate. If you don't have enough Rejuvenate, add some more Rejuvenate, okay? But when you do that, now you've got it mixed. And what do? Well, you have two. You can use the Rejuvenate by itself with no Restore in it, or you can use the mix. Now, what's worked for me is I always mix it. And I also take the little minis, and I'll have them by the bed, in my office, and I can always take that little small mini with me wherever I'm going and apply that. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that we sell bundles. Our bundles that we sell, you're gonna get. Let me go back to the previous screen, because if you notice here, on our bundle, this is one of our bundles here. If you notice here, it comes with the Restore, Rejuvenate, and the Renew. So one does not replace the other. They work together. So it's important that you get the bundle. Okay, so let me go ahead and go back. I want to go back to the next screen, and then I'm going to get back to the hand. So let me go back one. This is a lady who had burned her hand, and if you could see on 9/12/24, the burn. Look at the next day, and she was applying the Rejuvenate on her. Now I don't know if she mixed it or not. I have no idea. Okay, I should go and find out. But look at it. 10 days later, look how bad that burn is on her hand, and look at what it did 10 days later with the technology. Absolutely incredible. Okay, it will be your go-to. Okay. Let me go ahead and go to Mrs. Sapp. You got your hand raised. You can unmute your microphone, please.
Yes,
Thank
hello.
you.
Hello, Alexander. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good. I have a couple of concerns. One, I don't know if I'm in the wrong venue for this or not. I wanted to ask a question about the back office. Am I
Go
in the
right
wrong?
ahead.
Oh, okay. That's one. That's one concern. Okay. Now, the question I have on that is, what is the difference between the business cards and the flyers?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I wanted to print off a business card or a flyer, what is the difference in the two?
Have you gone? Okay. Have you gone to your back office and looked at the difference?
Actually, no.
Okay. Okay. So No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, no, I understand that. I guess I was just trying to find
Yeah,
out
but if
now
I hear
before I
you.
if you
go
don't,
in there.
hang on. If you don't go to your back office to look, how are you going to know the difference? You're not, right?
You're right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so my recommendation is this, and this is for everybody. All of you that are on this call, it's important that you go to your back office and look at the tools. So I'm going to log in uh, right now into my back office, and I'm going to, once I get it up, I'm going to show you the difference because this is the thing. If you click on it, you'll see the difference. Absolutely.
I clicked, but I was in a hurry too, so I came right back out. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I'll go in there too.
So let me go ahead and log in, and I'm going to share with you the difference. Okay, let me resume this. Okay, so now I'm in my back office. Let me make it bigger so you can see.
Oh,
Okay, so
computer.
question. Okay, I'm on the. Can you see me? Can you see it on the Zoom?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
you're going to go up here. You're going to put your cursor where it says "Share More Mito Info." Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me go on the left-hand side, all the way to the left. Put your cursor where it says My Info. Go down to where it says Business Cards. Okay. Do you see the business cards?
Hold on, go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the business card. Why?
Okay.
I got. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this is the front of the business card, and this is the back of the business card. Okay. When you go back there, you're going to click on right here. It's going to show that you have a chance to go where it says My Homepage or My Flyer. So when they scan the QR code, when they scan this QR code, it's going to take them either to where? To, oops, it's going to either take them to your flyer or your homepage, whichever you have clicked. So now you can see the business card. So this is the business card. So your question was, what about the flyer? So let me show you the flyer. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, no question. Excellent. So let me go ahead and go and show you what the flyer. Let me pause this quick because I don't want to show too much personal information. So I'm going to go up here. Okay, hang on. Did I pause it? I think I did. Okay, hang on. I got to go up here. So now I'm going to show you the flyer. Okay, now this is the flyer here. Okay, it says, let me go back. Share. Okay, so this is the flyer. Okay. This
How
is
did you
the,
get to? You jumped
oh,
to
I'm
that.
sorry.
You jumped so fast. I don't know how you
I'm
got back
sorry.
there.
Yeah, because I paused this. Okay, you go up top, you put your cursor where it says share more Mito info. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Then you come down to where it says share or custom flyers. You click there. Okay. And then I clicked on the word share. And it brings it up. There's also audios, and ladies and gentlemen, I've also have shared with everybody about 3 weeks ago how important it is to come back here and to go through this system. There's audios here, there's videos here. The only way you're going to be able to learn all this information is by left clicking on the mouse and looking at the information. That's where you, okay? Everything is back here, audios, videos. You want to know more about high blood pressure? There's a search engine that you could actually search and learn more about that as well. Okay, did that answer your question?
Yes.
Excellent. Folks, you have to teach yourself. You have to go and learn and be able to click on this information. You're not going to break anything. Get familiar with your tools. Get familiar. Trust me, you can't dig for gold unless you got a shovel. And if you got a shovel and you don't know how to dig, you won't get the gold. You can step up to the plate, but if you don't swing the bat, you'll never ever hit a home run. Guaranteed. Okay? Awesome. Let me go ahead and go to anything else that I can get for you real
Yeah,
quick?
I had another concern.
Okay.
Um, I think it was last evening, this is Wednesday. There was a gentleman on, Brian, and he talked about growing new teeth.
Okay.
I had a crown that broke off in the front of my mouth, and all they wanted to do was take the tooth out, and so I don't want it removed. My concern is that when I go out to try to talk to people, I'm embarrassed by that, and so it kind of hinders me from doing what I need to do.
Okay.
Because of that. So I'm looking at it, and it looks like it may be growing in. Now I understand that there's something called remineralizing the tooth, where the tooth actually grows in, or you've already seen videos on, like the lady in the video that talked about her tooth grew back in. I guess that's just, I guess I don't really have a question. I just needed to have confirmation on that.
Okay. How long have you been using the technology?
Correctly?
Yes.
Um,
I like
I'm
the way
still,
you say. I like the way you say correctly. Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm still getting there. I'm still getting there, but I know what I need to do,
Okay.
and so I'm working my way there.
How long have you been using the technology?
Couple of months.
Okay. And you have the restore, correct?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Wait.
I have some restore. Okay, but
Okay.
I'm getting ready to get another bundle. Now there's myself and my husband, so we need to get
Okay.
2 bundles.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking the question, see, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you guys. I've dealt with life insurance for a very long time. When people talk, I listen very carefully. I had to learn how to do that in the insurance business. Okay. When a person hesitate in giving me an answer, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, because
Hang on. I had a lady one time in my office, and I was asking the medical questions right on the application, and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "Do you have any I said, "Do you have cancer?" She said, "Well," and I said, "Wait a minute. Why did you say well, Because if you had no cancer, you would just say what? No. But because she said well, um, and I come to find out that she did, right? But she was trying to get me to sell her life insurance policy. So I listen very carefully when people talk, and when they hesitate, there's a reason for that. So that's why I ask specific questions to get specific answers. So when and the reason I was asking you, how long have you been taking the technology, or are you taking it correctly? Because on the restore, sometimes people put it in their mouth and they don't hold it. They put it in their mouth and they swallow it. Or they put it in their mouth, let it settle underneath the tongue for like 30 seconds, and then they swallow it. What you're supposed to do is put it in your mouth, the restore, let it settle underneath your tongue, hold it, and then swish it around, and then let it settle back underneath your tongue. And swish it around, let it settle, swish it around, right? For as long as you can. The longer you do that, the more that it's going to get into your bloodstream, and the more you'll be able to tolerate the taste, because it's mixing with your saliva, which means you'll be able to tolerate it better. So a lot of times people are not taking the technology correctly. Also, you can brush your teeth with the Rejuvenate. So the mixture right here in the center picture, this one right here, this one, you can actually brush your teeth with that. That's going to help with the tooth and the gums, because now you're brushing your teeth with that. Now, do you spit it out or do you swallow it? Well, when I was doing it, I was swallowing it, right? And maybe some people can do that, maybe some people don't. It's totally up to you. Any questions? Any questions on that?
no.
Hey, hang on, sir.
Yeah, I have a.
Okay, hang on. No, I was asking the lady who was telling me about the tooth.
Yes, I get that. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Anything else? Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
did I say I'm sorry. Yes.
okay. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys, I do a lot of training, and I was training this lady, and she wanted me to do role play with her. We was making phone calls to some other company, right? And I said, okay. And I called. I like I was calling. I said, hello. She said, hi. Is this Alexander? I said, yes, it is. She said, hi, Alexander. I said, yes. She said, I'm calling you. Oh, are you? Can you talk right now? I said, sure. She said, okay. Well, my question is, I wanted to, and I said, wait a minute. And I told her, I said, ma'am, you said 14 times.
Wow.
What does mean? Let me tell you what it comes across as: unsure,
Mm-hmm.
uncertain, confused, lost.
Yeah.
You need to get rid of the word Okay. The other thing that I recommend that you guys do, because I've done this a lot, is when you're talking to people on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you record your conversation. Why? Because when you're done talking to people, play it back, listen to it, better your speech, better your presentation, get rid of the ums, the ums, the up, right? Take that out. That's how I became so good at doing presentations, conference calls in people's homes and on stage, because I would record my conversation, record what I was doing, and I would critique myself. You can definitely do that. If you do that, you will be able to give a much better presentation over the phone. Let me also say this to you guys. If you guys are having a bad day, don't make phone calls. It's going to come across the phone. You ever call somebody and you go, "How you doing?" You go, "Oh, well, I'm here." That person going to be negative, right? If you get into an argument with your loved one, your friend, your husband, your best friend, your whoever, and you try making phone calls to be positive, you can do that, but you make sure that you don't make calls when you're in a negative state, because it'll come across through the phone line. Okay? You ever call somebody and they're negative, and you can tell just by saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And by their response, you go, "Oh boy, that person having a challenging day." Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and go to Prince. You got your hand raised. Last name is Malik.
Yes, it's Princess. My name's Amira.
Okay.
Means best. I'm new and I'm excited about it, but I'm also a holistic therapist and master herbalist for 20 something years. So I really know this works without even trying it. However, I just wanted to comment about the things you're saying about cell phones and the reasons your mitochondria gets damaged in the first place and negative thinking and all of that stuff. I also do meditation therapy and energy therapy, and I haven't heard anyone talk about diet. I heard them talk about water, but these are the things that I think that this will work even better and faster if you incorporate it with the right diet and of course thinking and praying, meditation, exercise too. Um, but if you put things that damage, toxins that damage your mitochondria back in your body after doing all of this, it's kind of like, I don't know if everyone that has done it knows this or is really working on their diet and exercise and their lifestyle, but that could be where some of the people have, issues with not getting the results as faster. Or I just wanted to, that was just my take on it. I wanted to know what you thought about that because I've helped people heal from just diet and exercise and meditation, and of course, healing herbs.
Well, what you're saying is absolutely true, and there's so much that we can do that some people have to get out of the habits.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have habits, and you know what they always say, that if you want to change a person's habit, that they have to implement it for at least 60 days to really make change. Okay, and that is so true. There's so much that we can do to improve our lives and improve ourselves, that sometimes we get back in these old habits. For example, New Year's, everybody says, "I'm gonna lose weight." That's my New Year's resolution, is to lose weight. What happens in February? That's
Yeah.
out of the window, right? because they get back to the old habit. So I appreciate you getting on here. If you haven't tried our technology, I highly recommend it.
Oh, I'm getting ready to. I definitely am
Okay.
going to recommend to my clients too.
Awesome.
I always say 90 days though. I give people 90 days, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and you know what? You're absolutely correct. I was in a company many years ago selling coffee, and they talked about handing people samples. Of course, we would buy the samples, and I would hand out all these samples. And what I learned from that, experience is the best teacher. And what I learned from that is, I would hand somebody a sample of the coffee. They would go home and drink it, but they wouldn't come back and buy any more. Why?
Mm.
Because they went back to their old habit of going through the drive-through at McDonald's, getting their coffee, coffee on the way to their office. They went back to their old habits, and it became very challenging. And I realized it's very hard to change a person's habit. So,
Right.
but you're
That,
right about that.
that's what I specialize to is reprogramming the subconscious mind
Well,
and
that's awesome.
habit. Yeah,
That's
yoga,
I would.
fitness, all in one. And um, so who do I, because I got this information from another doctor in Chicago, Dr. Sheldon Caesar, I don't know if you're familiar with it. And I'm just new, so I don't want to take up a lot of time, but I just wanted to know how do I further I set up an account and all that. I'm just wondering how do I further get more information.
Well, there's a lot of information in your back office that you can go through. Um, you can call the home office and ask them to have you get in contact with Mr. Hill, Roger Hill, because I
Okay,
would love for you guys to talk.
okay,
Okay, because I do believe that there's some things that you can bring to the table. Okay, and we're always looking for people who've got the knowledge and the willpower and the willingness to want to help. So I definitely would like for you and him to talk. If you've
okay.
got my contact information, call the person that got you involved in the company. They should have my contact information, and you can give me
I've
a
been
call.
having a hard time getting in touch with him, but you're saying to go to the back office and look for, can you, if there's a way that I can get your information?
You can call. Well, actually, did you get an email?
I got an email. I've been getting emails. That's how I got on this call, and I almost didn't get on it, and I'm so happy I did because
Okay,
I'm
call the
like,
home office.
uh-huh.
Ask them for Roger Hill's number, or ask them for my number.
Okay, because I called a number and I left a message and I left the email, so I'm not sure which is the home number, but it was like a 509 number.
Well, I have no idea who that was.
Oh, okay.
Um, okay, so what we can do is this.
509 is
Um,
customer service.
Try to get in contact with your sponsor. Somebody that in your line of sponsorship has my contact information. Has my contact information. I'm trying to keep it neutral. I don't want people to say, well, Alexander's trying to take people's people. Folks, let me tell you something. I ain't got to take nobody. Okay?
I'm my own person,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Right.
he's not getting back to me. So
Right.
he didn't even tell me about any of this. He just was like, "Here's a paper." Like as a customer, then he found out what I did, and yeah, so it's fine. If anything, can I email the where I got this call from? Would
Yes,
that be
you can do that. Yeah, if you go to your back office on the home page, there's the phone number there that you can get and call directly if you like.
okay? I'll do that.
Okay,
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
You're welcome. Let's go ahead and let's hang on, folks. I'm trying to hang on. Sorry about that. I'm trying to switch screens. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Mrs. Bennett. You got your hand raised. Let me take this other person's hand down. Lower the hand.
Yes. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was listening to the gentleman talk about ED, and I think that I love his courage because enough people don't talk about people who are older and have issues, right? That break up relationships. So I am on the other end. I am a female, and I know a lot of females that go through menopause problems. And one of the major problems with menopause that break up relationships is vaginal dryness. And I wanted to know if this has any solution to that, because it's not internal. We're internal, they're external. How does that help with that if there's any solution, or has that been studied? The terminology that the condition, it's a medical condition, and it's called GS, G is in God, S is in Sam, M is in Mary, and it stands for genitary symptoms of menopause, which equals to vaginal dryness. And I will tell you, and I know what people on this line know, that that breaks up relationships as well as ED. So how does this solve that, or has that been addressed or even thought about in these studies? Just saying, because I'm having a podcast nationwide and worldwide that I am getting ready to launch, involving talking about women's issues in menopause. And this is a diagnosis just like gout or high blood pressure or diabetes, and it's never talked about. And women suffer in silence. So you was talking about ED. What about women? And this situation that breaks up more, I guarantee you, it breaks up more relationships than ED. Because a man says, well, I could get it up sometime, and I'll go get another woman who doesn't have, problems there, and because I got to get mine. But what about the women who suffer in silence and want to have a solution? And now it has been diagnosed as GSM throughout the OBGYN, medical. But what about this holistic approach?
Well, let me say this. Hang on, Grace, please. I have heard somebody on the corporate update call talk about that, and I don't remember who it is. And I'm not going to, I mean, what you're saying is out of my knowledge, okay? But I have heard somebody talk about that. So there's two things that I would recommend. I would recommend, again, call the home office, and I thank you, Lisa, for putting the phone number in the back office. You guys, all of you guys that are commenting in the chat thing, thank you guys, because I've got 3 monitors running. I only got 2 hands, so thank all of you that is helping out. But you can call the home office and ask them about that. Or I know Grace is trying to say something. So Grace, did you want to comment on that subject?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
My sister had that situation, and what she did was she took the Rejuvenate and she mixed it with the Restore. And you know that syringe that you use, like I say, you're going to pull up like you're giving the baby amoxicillin, that large tube, you pull it, and she inserted it into her vaginal cavity. And she held it there, and she did it repeatedly, over and over. My sister had a lot of things going on. She had glaucoma, she had 5 spinal surgery, she had bone on her knee, where she was getting the shots and it turned white, and then she had drop foot neuropathy on the left foot because the spinal surgery had killed the left foot. So my sister was using this all over her face, her eyes. We rubbed it, you can see this in the back office. We rubbed it on her eyes. We were able to read with no glasses. But when I tell you, her glaucoma was gone and her vaginal dryness was gone. Another young lady just gave another testimony that she used it and just inserted it in uh, a lot of just lubrication. So yes, it does. 2 testimonies for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank
I
you.
knew somebody on this call would know something about that, right? So
Yes, that was my sister.
awesome. Thank you. Anyway,
Can I
guys,
just say one more thing on that?
sure, go right ahead.
There's individuals that have actually used just the Rejuvenate because they're saying that with the Restore, it burns. So they've used just the Rejuvenate and insert it, and it's awesome.
You can use the Petlife too. That don't burn.
Yes, because that doesn't burn, but I know for sure they've used Rejuvenate.
You know,
And
I
yes.
think what's causing it, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think what's causing it to burn, because I know there's times when I'll put the rejuvenate in I'm sorry, the rejuvenate, and it does kind of have a tingling, you could feel like it's kind of, I won't say feel like Bengay, but a little mildness of Bengay. And I know that it's something that's caused that. So I can definitely understand what you're saying, that if a lady was to put the rejuvenate in the private area, that would definitely happen. So yeah.
No, what happened when you mix, if you put the Rejuvenate and the Restore, the Rejuvenate by itself is fine.
Oh,
But
really?
when you
Okay.
have, yes, but when you have the Restore with the Rejuvenate,
they have said that it burns, so they have used just the rejuvenate, and it works wonders just by itself. That's the cream, the white cream by itself.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So they don't use they don't mix the restore.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
So the lady who was asking the question about that, what I would recommend is do what they recommend and just see what works for you. And this is the reason why, because each person's body is a little bit different. You know what I mean? And so you got to find what's comfortable for you. Okay.
It's
Let me go.
This is Allison again. Yeah, but that's very helpful because we don't want anything burning. So
Right.
thank you, the ladies that said to do one without the other. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for that. Thank you, Allison. Let me go ahead and go because I've got a lot of hands up here, guys, and I try to keep this call an hour and 30 minutes long, and we're already at an hour and 30 minutes, actually an hour and 26 minutes, and I haven't even showed you guys the video yet, okay? Let me go ahead and go to Abby. You got your hand raised?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I wanted to talk about the tooth or the teeth that you were talking about, putting it, um, brushing with it rather.
Uh-huh.
So, is it advisable to brush with your regular toothpaste first and then use that to brush,
Good
or just
question.
yeah?
I would recommend just to brush, make this be your toothpaste. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff, and that's a very, and I'm glad you brought that up. So thank you for bringing that up. There's a lot of stuff in toothpaste that is not good for us. They tell you,
Yeah,
folks,
yes,
listen,
I know that though, but
yeah,
we didn't have a choice but to use the toothpaste, right?
that well now you do have a choice. Now watch
Oh, yeah,
this.
now, yeah.
But you have to swallow. That's the only thing. When you swallow, they would. I know I clean my teeth first, and then I do that so I can swallow. I don't have to think about food.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
because
hang on, guys, hang on, ladies. The thing is this. Like I said earlier, each person is different. Like the lady was just talking, she said that she brushed her teeth and then she used the rejuvenate or the mixture. Great. When I was doing it, I wasn't using toothpaste. I was making the rejuvenate as my toothpaste. That's what I was doing. Okay. You could probably do either or, whatever's comfortable for you. But
okay.
I'm thinking this. I'm thinking try just to rejuvenate and see how you feel. You're gonna make the make the corrections or make the adjustments as you go. Maybe 1 week just use the rejuvenate. The following week use brush your teeth and then use the rejuvenate. I wouldn't recommend the brush your teeth after the rejuvenate. I would recommend it. You know what I mean? Brush your teeth if you want to use regular toothpaste before. Okay, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah,
Um,
okay,
okay. Thank
okay.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You're welcome. Stephanie, you got your hand raised. You guys, 2 minutes. I can't get, 2 minutes, please. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, I just wanted to comment when the lady was trying to, she wants to get in touch with Roger. Roger has an extension. So when you call in, you can listen for his extension and you can leave a message for him to return your call. And
Awesome.
then for the women that were talking about whether to mix the rejuvenate and the restore to use it in your private area, I am one that has been sensitive to everything. And I mix it and it works great for me. So I would say just try it to see which works best for you because everybody's body is different.
Oh, so you do, Stephanie, you do mix the two together.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, see, and thank you so much,
You're
Stephanie,
welcome.
because just like I said, you know, each person's body is different. She can use both of them together, no problem, right? But then somebody else says, oh, that stuff kind of burned a little bit, right? Well, think about this. Maybe it's cleaning you out, okay? Because I know when I was taking the Restore, when I first got the Restore, it really detoxed my system. I mean, I was stinking so bad in the bathroom that I had to get up and leave. And I was like, man, okay. But I knew it was detoxing and cleaning and flushing my system, and I knew it was doing that. So again, each person is different. Okay, let's go ahead, John. Go right ahead.
Greetings, everyone. Peace and blessings. Um, Beautiful call tonight, Alexander, as
Thank
always,
you.
and blessings that you're recording. And ladies, that what you were talking about, I found that out 2 years ago. That it works tremendously. And some people like it hot, some people like it regular. But KY gel does the same thing, but it's nothing like this here. Technology is so good. I've worked in the field of prevention, and I'm so thankful that somebody took the time, like you said, Alexander, to follow up and bring this here technology to me. I've I've I haven't felt this here good in decades. I'm 71 years old, and like my brother Melvin said, he feels 21. The best is yet to come. The more you take, the better you're gonna feel. And just like they say, we can't tell you that this here cures your body, but it sure knows allows your body, mind, and your spirit. My spirit has changed from the person I used to be to the person that God is shaping in my life to be. And I'm having the time of my life at 21 years old. I'm at the point now where disappointment, I don't be worried about who likes it or who don't like it, lottie dottie or anybody. Share this information. Don't be discouraged. Don't let somebody take your joy away. Because I found that the joy that I get, oh hallelujah, I get so much joy by allowing other people to experience it. This is the experience of a lifetime. I know it's the experience of my lifetime. And I'm quite sure everybody on here that has used this technology will tell you. They told me when I first came around that I was a little gross and off the hook. I'm from Harlem. I'm straight up with no chaser. It will burn. Some people like it hot. For y'all that don't know, lubrication, it is the best. It is the best. Clearing up your skin. Do y'all know that this here technology was really made to help with sunburn?
Yes, it was.
That's what it was made for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the
And it has done so
scientists
much
did,
more.
and look
Mm-hmm.
what he gave us. He said God gave it to him, but look what God allowed him to give us to share with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So you all be blessed, and don't forget we're too blessed to be stressed. And have faith. Have faith because the best is yet to come. Looking
Amen.
forward to seeing you, your New York Cheney Angel. Be blessed, you all. Chat.
Awesome, awesome, Cheney. John, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you every single time you get up here and get the mic. Definitely, thank you so much. Let's go ahead. I'm going to lower your hand. Let's go ahead and go to Grace. You got your hand up. Grace White, go right ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. You can go past. Go ahead.
Okay, let me lower your hand. Let's go ahead and go to Y Good, Ygoody, YGOODE. Got your hand up?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not gonna take up much time. Awesome call. Oh man, I will be on here next Thursday as well. But listen, could someone please put in the chat what the GSM stood for the vaginal dryness? Also, I heard a young lady saying to use oh my God, my brain is going blank. I can't wait till my order come in. Um, to insert the cream inside the vacuum. Because yes, I'm going through that too. This menopause is driving me crazy. But oh gosh, help me with my memory, please. The thing to use to insert in
The
the
dropper?
vacuum, ladies.
Oh,
No.
not
The
the
other
dropper.
thing, like you said, like we're giving babies medicine.
Like when you're
A
when you're
syringe.
Syringe. Thank you so much. So that don't come with the MoreMito products. So can you ladies share where you get yours from? Whoever's using it to insert in them.
well, you can probably just go you
The,
can just go to
the hard
go
work.
to Amazon.
You can probably just no, because these are women's problems and they do not share problems and solutions for us. And I feel her sympathy because we suffer in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So syringes, you can, I'm sorry to cut you off, sir, but like you said, I don't know about this. So I do. Okay, so uh, we need we need to share this with women, and that's why I'm doing my podcast very soon on this worldwide because this is ridiculous.
Right.
Um,
So anyway, I put in the chat the name of the actual, it's a condition just like gout, just like
Right.
high blood pressure, just like eczema, just like whatever. It's a medical condition. I actually have a OBGYN that's a specialist in it, and there are a lot of them, and some of them, not all of them, are specialists. They don't, sometimes you gotta tell them what this is. But it is a medical condition.
Right.
It's in the chat, and you have to understand that it's just like what I said. So you get treatment. There are prescriptions that you can get from your OBGYN. There are several, like 7 different options of ways. There's a cream, there's a ring, there's a suppository. I mean, you got to go. This, I'm being graphic, but it's no more graphic. The gentleman that was talking about ED, it's the same thing. So,
but listen, ma'am, because that's very, very helpful.
You can go to your OBGYN.
Okay, hang on, ladies.
Listen,
Please
I just wanted to know about the, syringe, where whoever was using the syringe, where they get it from, because I'm not going to use.
I got it from, guys, I got it from the pharmacy. The pharmacy
Okay,
area.
Allison, hang on, please. Hang on,
Okay.
Allison, you keep interrupting people when they're talking. So go ahead, Grace.
I got it from, I went right into Walmart. They have the pharmacy area. And it was a 2-pack, a syringe. And it was 2-pack. One was a longer one, and one was it was 2 that came in the pack right at Walmart in the pharmacy area.
And with the cream, it's no problem. It's not too thick for the syringe to pull it.
Oh no.
The cream, the rejuvenate.
Right. No. It'll be fine. It comes right in. Once you put your, if you want to mix it with the Petlife, if you want to mix it and make it just as loose as you want, and then just insert and just hold, and just put your feet up.
Got you.
And just sleep overnight.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just passionate about it, and I'm upset because it's not talked about enough.
Okay, I understand, but let me say this.
I'm done. You can go on.
Okay, hang on.
Thank you, everyone, though. I appreciate all the comments.
Allison, the lady was asking a specific question. The question was she wanted to know where to get that syringe thing from.
Right.
That's what she wanted to know. And I appreciate you coming up and giving the information because you're absolutely correct. Ladies need to talk about this. Ladies need to hear this. So I'm not trying to step on your toes. She was just trying to get a specific answer to her question. That's it. Okay.
Right. I didn't want to hold your call up, so that's why I was just asking that.
I understand.
That one thing I want to know about the back office. I'm gonna let you proceed, because you according to you over time. Thank you so much for everything.
You're welcome. Thank you. And everybody, I appreciate all of you, all of your testimonies, all of your, right? And remember, I still want to show you guys a video, right? But it's now like 7:39, right? So I'll probably just hold the video for next week. But anyway, because the testimonies that we're getting, the answers, the questions, all are very good, positive information that we all need to know about here, okay? Let me go ahead and go to, let me lower your hand down, YG, Y Goody, let me lower your hand. I'm going to go ahead and go to EVAIE. You got your hand raised, go right ahead. Thank you for being patient with us. You can unmute. Go ahead, we can't hear you. Okay, we'll have to come back to you. Let's go ahead and go to Judy. You got your hand raised. You got your hand raised.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to add something since we're being very open tonight.
Okay.
For many, many years, probably about 30, my breasts have been extremely hard and filled with fibrous tissue. And every time I'd go get a mammogram, they'd say, "Oh, your breasts are very fibrous." And it really, really hurt to get a mammogram because they smash you into this machine. And in about 2 months after starting Mito, that all changed. I mean, no more fibrous tissue, totally soft and pliable. breast after less than 2 months.
How long, Judy, how long have you been on the technology?
Since about a year.
Okay, good. And you've been mixing the two together?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And the reason I'm asking the question is so people that's on the call can have an idea as far as time factor, and they know that you are mixing the two and you're applying both of them, you know what I mean,
Yes.
with the mixture,
Yes.
so they understand that. And you're how many times are you applying it throughout the day?
Oh, I apply it probably just once a day for the
Okay.
cream and the liquid, but I also take the liquid in the morning when I first wake up and brush my teeth. I take the liquid and I keep it in my mouth for probably 20 minutes because I'm constantly, putting it back under my tongue, swishing
Yeah.
it around and over again.
So
But
when you
I also take the capsules twice a day, two
so,
each twice a day.
so when you first was taking it and when you first was applying it on your chest, were you only
I never have
oh, you
applied
never
it to
have?
my
Okay.
chest. No, it was totally a surprise that that went away. You
Okay.
know, with and I never even thought about applying it to my chest. It wasn't on protocol as to how I was told to use it. So I never did put it on my chest, but that's what happened to my chest.
Okay. Well, can I tell you something?
What's that?
You can put it on your chest.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know, but I really don't need to because the product just took care of me.
Right. Okay. I'm
You
just
know?
saying if you wanted to, you can. Okay. So
Well, it was embarrassing to even bring up. I thought about bringing it up several times, many times, but I
well,
was too embarrassed.
that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Trust me. About 3 weeks ago, I had talked
Well,
about.
after what I've heard tonight, I'm not embarrassed
There you
anymore.
go. There you go. We don't want you to be because we don't want you to be because of the fact that um,
Whatever you say, it's going to help somebody else.
right, exactly. Thank you. I mean, 3 weeks ago, I had talked about how men wake up throughout the night to go to the bathroom, constantly, and where to apply the technology in the prostate area to
I've got a
prevent that
guy
happening.
that has that problem.
Okay, yeah. Well, guess what? I talked about that, and that was kind of personal, And I told the people in the Zoom, I said, "Hey, if your kids are in the room, tell them to leave. Ladies, plug your ears." And
Right.
I told the story, but and this lady said, Alexander, she said, "I am so glad you told us that." She said, "I unplugged my ears and I was listening." She said something that I didn't even think about. She said, when men wake up throughout the night to go to the bathroom, it disturbs the wife. It disturbs
Right,
the
of
lady,
course.
right? So therefore, they're both not getting a good night's sleep,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, mine sleeps in another room.
yeah, we're trying to help both. Okay, awesome.
But yes, yes.
Let me go ahead and go to Melvin. I'm going to come to you after
Thank
after I.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you
Good
so
luck to
much.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
I'm going to go ahead and go to EBAIE. You now got your mic unmuted. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Alexander. This is Dr. Bayeto. I want to make a brief comment about the excellence of your presentation because you brought up a key thing for both the men and women of this nation and probably the world. And nobody wants to talk about it, but this is a key conference that you're holding. And I wanted to mention that to use the technology of the brain and the restore and the cream locally, as has been discussed. And you want to use all of that at one time because andropause male in the male change and the menopause in the female change is a complex metabolic situation that it starts in the head and goes throughout the whole body. So this is a full-blown syndrome that affects the whole body because it actually all starts at the hormone level of the brain. So as we age, we lose those hormones. So what the MoreMito technologies used in combination, as Dr. Has suggested to us, that's what's going to go into effect to restore the mitochondria, all of those areas, so they can function normally again. Now, the reason for that take time because there's 37 trillion cells in the body. So you got to allow a minimum of 3 to 4 months for the technology, the three of them, to saturate the receptors and enter the cell and then enter the mitochondria themselves to restore energy and to increase their number. You have to allow some time to patience. So I just want to comment that you have brought up one of the most important things. And yes, you can apply the cream directly to the breast without any problem. This create the rejuvenate penetrates will penetrate into the heart. I mean, I got patients with heart trouble who are using it on their chest for angina pain, and it actually penetrates into the heart. So this is a powerful combination, but you don't want to be using single items. Eventually, try as soon as you can afford to use the three together. And as you've discussed, I won't rediscuss those things tonight because you've already covered them. But use them as has been discussed. But use the three together because that is the powerful combination that affects all the body. And you got the complex hormonal system and the entire immune system and your entire cells of all the body involved here. So that's going to affect your down to the erectile dysfunction, the vaginal dryness, the breast fibrosis. All these things are real things. I deal with them all the time. So I want to encourage you, Alexander, to you have been a blessing by opening this up to the people who talked about it, and I commend those two women who brought this up. God bless you. And I'll be quiet now, Alexander, and thank you.
Hey, doctor, you ain't got to be quiet because I listen to all, you like E.F. Hutton. If you gonna talk, I'm gonna listen. Okay.
Well, I just had to come in and give you all some help because to understand the complexity and the importance of this issue. This is a vital thing. Just as important as any other condition of the body, but people don't want to talk about it. They're embarrassed. They are self-conscious about it. But I'm not that way because I want my patients to talk to me about everything because we want to help them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Let me.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much. I appreciate
Okay, you guys. I can't. You guys cannot be shouting out like that. Please raise your hand, and I will call on you guys. So please do not do that. I wanted to ask you a question, Doc. How long have you been in the company?
I just started about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Have you been on our corporate update calls?
No, I have not been aware of the corporate update call yet. When is that?
Okay. Are you on the Zoom? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna bring that up because what I would like for you to do is for you to come to our corporate update call, and that is a very important topic that you just talked about. I would love to get you in contact with Mr. Roger Hill and have you as one of our special guests on our call, on our corporate update call. On the Zoom right now, you can see that our corporate call is Saturdays and Mondays. What time zone are you in?
Central Time, Central Daylight.
So it's going to be 11 o'clock on Saturday and 8 o'clock p.m. on Monday. Did you get an email from me or did you get an email from the company?
Company.
Okay. Call the company and ask for the extension for Roger Hill, and I'll contact him as well and have him look out for you because I would love to get you two in contact with each other to talk.
Okay, and it's Edward's my first name, and Baetto, it's an old Italian name, B as in boy, Aiettto, Baetto, and I'm a internal medicine, critical care physician, alternative generative integrative medicine specialist, and I've become one of my biggest interests is alternative medicine and helping people with this type of natural medicine. I'm trying to get people to become oriented to the original things that God put on this planet, his food, his water, his life, and his ways. So that's my goal, is to bring it back.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, I mean, just listening to you, I'm like, man, I think you're doing an incredible job. Just listen to you and listen to your conversation. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I'm so glad I can bless all of you tonight with some information that'll help each of you to understand how to use this incredible. Look at the ingredients of these three technologies. Just look at the ingredients. If you recall the Garden of Paradise, God created the perfect plants, and herbs and all that. Doctor has selected the key ingredient from all those. So he's taken that and he's put that into various the three technologies specifically to treat the entire body. This is a genius gift of God that he had. I believe that. And the other thing is using that way, you are now using the frequency of the pure product like it was in the Garden of Eden. There was no illness back then, back when God had the garden with the perfect food. Since we created our food, we've created synthetic garbage. It's toxic. We have so much toxins, and we have to detox, as you mentioned earlier. This is key. You got to detox, especially early on. You'll notice that right away, especially when you get on the three products, because you will experience a little bit of flu syndrome. Don't worry about it. Just keep taking the product and get rid of that. So those are those zombie cells, the cells that can't die off and drop off. We've got over 300 toxins in our body. We have nanoplastics. We've got what do you call it? Toxic fertilizers they utilize, Roundup.
Roundup, yeah.
All these things. Our food is so contaminated. The water is contaminated. We have to really do all we can to dig constantly. When you move the toxins, that's how the cells become more effective than the mitochondria, which is the key component between the actual function of every cell. So say each organ has a cell. Say the heart has a heart cell. Well, that cell has to be activated by the mitochondria to perform its muscle contraction to pump your heart. It's got to be activated, so you have to have the power there, and it's got to have the numbers there. And the heart has over 5,000 mitochondria per cell. The heart has many cells, and so you have to allow time for those mitochondria to become saturated. This is the only product that has gone from the bloodstream into in the body or the bloodstream, anywhere from the skin. It goes into the cell. It crosses into the cell of the mitochondria. The mitochondria, the little energy centers, they contain the ADP, and that's converted to the ATP, which is the energizing factor. And that's where the mitochondria has to be at its strongest point. And that's the activation, the full activation of the cell.
The video that I wanted to show tonight is in reference to what you were just talking about, the cells, the mitochondria and all that, right? But because of the time, I'm going to hold that video for next week. But doctor, I sent you a private message in the chat, so you can go to the in the chat. There's a private message in there for you with my contact information, so you can reach out to me. I've got to get going, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going on 2 hours, which is fine with me. But I wanted to get these other hands that are up.
Thank you, Alexander. Go to the chat. That's on my phone.
Oh yeah, on the Zoom on your phone. You should see where I sent you a private message.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
If you don't see it, let me know.
I will.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me go ahead and go to Melvin. Go right ahead. 1 minute, everybody. You guys got 1 minute. Go ahead, Melvin.
Yeah, I'll be very brief. Yeah, I was going to mention earlier, yes, it is great for lubrication for the women. I use it as a preventative. I go all over my place looking for what I can replace it with. One thing I want to stress, folks, is this. Use this for your whole body. Whatever part of your body you can't reach, find someone to put it there. Wherever you have pain, here's what I found out from someone when I asked about something. He's been with the company since about 2014, late 2014, 2015. Wherever you have pain, you want to get the mixture on the exterior. You want to mix the Restore with the Rejuvenate, rub it in that area. Wait about 5 minutes after you massage it into that area, and then do it again. You want to do that 3 times in that same area. Please remember to put it on the bottom of your feet. Massage it into there, because the inside of your hands and the bottom of your feet are all connected to all your organs and all your body parts, your arms, your limbs, everything.
Yes.
So massage it into there at least 2 times a day, maybe 3 times a day. And yes, this stuff works great as a mouthwash, as a deodorant. When I brush my teeth, I rinse out my, I brush my teeth with water first, brush it with water first, get all that overnight film off, and then I brush it like toothpaste, and I make sure that I swallow it. Lastly, I wanted to explain and show people how well it worked on hair growth. Anyone, male, female, even pets and animals. So I wear very short hair. I believe you can see my picture. I love my hair short, but I did this purposely. I mixed the Restore and the Rejuvenate, started massaging into my hair. The bald spot that I had, just as if you was to rub your head and go back with it to your neck backwards, that part of the head, I had a bald spot there, but in my receding hairline in the front of my hair, all my gray hair was going away. At 67 and a half years old, my natural black hair was not only coming back, it wasn't coming in small curls like it normally grows. It came in long, and it was soft. Matter of fact, I would have to go into certain places to make sure I was alone. My hair was so soft. I would have to go places alone because I loved rubbing it because it felt so nice, softer than cotton. But in less than 3 months, my hair grew about 3 inches. And all the hair on my body that had gray, all the gray went away. Below my waist, my hands, my eyebrows, all the gray hair went away. Why? Because it's healing the body to its original state as of a child's amount of mitochondria. Please use this all over your body. You've got to use all 3 of them. You have to. It works synergistically. Back to you, Alexander.
Thank you so much, Norman. Every day, folks, you've got to use it every single day, and don't forget to use it every single day. You got to. If you don't, you're going to be, you can't say it's not doing what it's supposed to do if you don't use it, okay? Let me go ahead and go to, is it Why Google?
Why Goody?
You got your hand up again.
Why good?
Why good? I'm sorry. Okay.
Yolanda Good. That was kind of brief. So I heard you guys talking about putting in your hair, doing your face and all that. Now, do you wash your face with water, then apply the Restore, Rejuvenate, even with putting in your hair? Do you wash it out afterwards?
You leave it in. What you can do, and I tell you what I do, in the morning when I get out the shower, because I take my shower always in the morning, okay?
Okay.
So what I do is when I get out the shower, I don't put on lotion. I used to use lotion and baby oil, right? I don't even do that anymore. So hang on, please. I don't do that anymore. So what I do is when I got the shower, I put the mixture of the Restore, the Rejuvenate that is mixed together. That is my lotion on my face that I use, okay? I don't, I leave it on. When I put it in my hair, I leave it in my hair. I don't wash it out. You want to leave it in there, okay? Did that kind of answer your question? Oops, okay. I was trying to unmute you. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did, but at the same time, so every day you get up, everyone that puts it on their, from the head to the toe, whatever, when it comes down to the face, everybody's normal thing they do every day. So when do you apply with water or whatever, or just you just constantly is putting this on your face and don't put water on it at all?
Well, no, what I'm saying is when I get out the shower, I've already washed my face when I'm in the shower, right?
Okay.
So I use cocoa butter soap. I don't use regular soap on my face. I use cocoa butter soap. So when I step out the shower, my face is already clean. And I just dry it, and I dry it, right? And then when it's dried, I put the mixture on it. That's what I do. I do it, folks, since we've been on this call talking this evening, I have applied the mixture on my face, eyebrows, eyelid, under my eye, temple, forehead, on my ear, behind my ear, 3 times since we've been on this call. Excuse me. And that's what I'm trying to get. Hang on. That's what I'm trying to get everyone to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys use the technology in the morning. Great. You use it in the evening. Awesome. But what about throughout the rest of the day? Are you using it? Most people don't. They only put it on in the morning and put it on when they go to bed at night. Well, you got 10, 12, 15, 18 hours that have gone by without you applying the technology. But then again, you might think, well, this ain't working. Well, how many times are you applying it? Folks, I put it on at least 6-7 times a day. And if you really got some neuropathy, bone on bone, you should be applying this every hour on the hour. I remember, you guys probably heard me talk about me having a pastor one time who was going through, he was in dialysis for 7 years, and he was talking about he needed to have a knee replacement. He bone on bone, right, in pain. He gets the technology, and I gave him instructions on how to use it, right? Well, 3 months later, I was keeping in contact with him. 3 months later, I get him on the phone call with Roger Hill. I let them two talk. And the man complained 3 times about his knee 3 months later. And so I said, Pastor, I want to ask you a simple question. How much of the the Rejuvenate, how much of the Rejuvenate do you have? He said, I have a jar and a half. I said, you're not using it correctly. He says, how do you know? I said, Pastor, it's been 3 months and you've got a jar and a half left. You should be totally out of it. Mm-hmm. That's telling me you're not applying it. He says, well, I maybe do it maybe twice a week. I said, well, but Pastor, you complained 3 times about your knee. You should be taking the mixture, applying it on your knee at nighttime, put it on, got the shower, put it on, throughout the day, put it on. I said, you're not using it, but you're constantly complaining about something that's in pain, but we have something that can help you. But if you don't use it, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do because you're not using it. And I learned a lot of people don't use it correctly. Okay? Alrighty, excellent. Let's go ahead and go to Grace White. You got your hand raised.
Where can I get a copy of this call? This was amazing.
It's being recorded, and I just have to do what I got to do. I mean, this call, absolutely every single week, guys. I really appreciate all of you because every single week, the testimonies, the questions, the answer, all of this information is getting better and better every single week. And the guests that we have, the new people that are on, the old people that are on that are learning. Awesome call. Anything else, Grace? Okay.
No, that was it.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead. Is it Evie? I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm sorry, Doc. Go right ahead. Okay.
Well, I couldn't put my hand down. I don't mean to be on now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Well, actually, I'm going to mute your mic because I saw that your mic was unmuted, so I thought you had another question. Okay, I've answered all the questions. And ladies and gentlemen, we went a lot longer than expected. I did want to show you guys a video, but apparently I'm not going to do that. So, no problem. Let me go. I'm going to bring something else up real quick. Man, you guys are just absolutely incredible. Okay, next Thursday, of course, everybody, is September the 3rd. Oh, I gotta resume the screen. Hang on. September the 3rd is our next presentation. Next Thursday, folks. Every Thursday is we do our presentation. The emails that you guys have received, all you have to do is take that email, okay, and get ready to send it to somebody. You're gonna edit it. And when you edit, just change the date, and at the bottom of it, put your name and your phone number and send it out to whoever you want to send it to. That is totally up to you, okay? So you can definitely do that, okay? Angie, go right ahead.
Yes, you just said somebody was on dialysis.
Yes.
And how long did he was in dialysis, and how long he has to take the technology?
Well,
how is he right now?
Okay, he was on dialysis for 7 years. And when I kept talking to him, he was referred to me by somebody else, right? And he said to me, he said, Alexander, if you can guarantee me that this product is going to get me off of dialysis, I'll buy it right now. And I said, sir, I can't do that. I cannot guarantee you that it will. I said, Pastor, what I recommend that you do is order the technology and use it, and you come back and give us a report, okay? He said, okay, and he did. But he wasn't using it correctly. Remember, he was the gentleman, he bought it one time. 3 months later, he was still complaining about his knee and having to have knee replacement, but he wasn't using it. So I couldn't get a report. He couldn't come back and tell me what it was doing because he was not faithful in using it every single day. That's why. Did that answer your question?
So,
So has he purchased any more? No.
oh,
When I call him, he doesn't call me back. So guess what?
oh,
Yes. So
okay,
guess what? I'm not gonna go hunt him down.
right. But do we have anybody that have been used to this and uh, truly help them with the
Yes,
dialysis?
ma'am. Yes. Um, how long have you been in the company?
Um, well, I started July 4th.
Okay. There's testimonies in the back office, and you can log in your back office and go to the audio section. There's a place where you can do a search, and you can type that in, um, and find what. But there, I've heard it. I've heard people talk on the corporate update calls about that stuff, about dialysis as well, and how it's helped them, and they got off of dialysis. Yes. Now,
Well,
again, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot say that this is going to do this and this is going to do that. We can't say that. Your body's going to do what it needs to do with what it has based on what you give it. Okay? And if you look at the screen, it says disclaimer. The product discussed is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information in this Zoom is intended for general information purposes only. We cannot do that. We cannot say that. Okay? So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. Get the person on the technology. The technology is going to do what it needs to do with that person. Okay? But we cannot say, oh, it's going to get that person off of dialysis, or it's going to take care of their cancer, or it's going to take care of their diabetes. Or it's going to... Nope.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Your body's going to do
Because we
what it
build
needs to do with
mitochondria.
what
We're in the
you give it.
mitochondria business, not the
Okay?
healing business.
Did that answer your question?
sir,
Okay.
how about COPD?
Again, yeah. I mean,
Again, I can go to the video. Okay.
yes, you can go to the
All
back
right.
office. Yes,
Okay.
you can do that. Again, we don't do conditions. That's very important to understand.
Right.
We do not do conditions. I don't care what a person has. Get on the technology, take it like you're supposed to take it every single day, like you're supposed to. Apply it, use it, right? And you come back and give, or they come back and give us a report on what it's doing for them. Monitor, get a sheet, piece of paper, a tablet, and keep track of your progress, so you'll know that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Because if you don't keep track of it, you might forget. Okay, if it's doing what it's supposed to do for you. Notice the difference, ladies and gentlemen. Your body will talk to you if you listen. If you listen to your body, it will talk to you. And if you've got aches, pains, or whatever, your body will talk to you about that, right? You'll know it, right? And if you apply it to your knee, apply it to your hip, or whatever, you say, "Ooh, that hip ain't bothering me no more. Ooh, my knee feels much better, man. That stuff really worked," or whatever. So you want to make a notation of that, okay, Angie?
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let's go ahead and go to Stephanie. You got your hand raised.
Yes, the lady Angie that was talking about dialysis, there is one of my customers. Her name is actually Irma Jean Myers, but they have her name spelled wrong. It's Irma C in the back office on dialysis. She actually used the product, and within 4 months of using the product, she actually came off. But remember, everybody's body is different. But she is one that was on dialysis. She was on her deathbed, so she had a lot of other things going on wrong with her body, but she is one that is in the back office. When you go in the back office, even when you go to order, if you scroll down, you'll see hers. It says Irma, and it's spelled IRMA, and it says C. So they've misspelled her name, but that is her. It's Irma Myers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
I wanted to comment on something I saw. Oh, let me say this to you guys. Someone put in the chat thing here, any testimonies on recovering alcoholics. This is the thing. There is testimonies on that as well that I've heard. Okay, and that's one of the reasons. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you guys what I do. This is the reason why I get on the corporate call every Saturday and every Monday. There might be one comment, one sentence, one subject line or whatever that might make the light bulb shine a little bit brighter. But if you're not on the calls, you're not plugged in, you're not knowing what's going on, okay? Um, there was lady about 4 months ago who was asking me if she gave this technology to her brothers, will it get them to stop smoking weed? And she really wanted them to stop. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do they want to stop? And she said, no. I said, well, you're going to waste your money. Because if you give it to them and they take it and they keep on smoking weed anyway, is it going to do anything for them? Now, it might help them get rid of the craving. I remember a long time ago, there was a gentleman, a homeless person, asking me for spare change. And I said, sir, tell me your story. I sat down with him. I said, tell me what happened. Now, he was homeless, wino, right? He was in World War II, was married, had 2 kids, had a job, lost his job. He was telling me his story because I made him work for this dollar, right? And I said to him, I said, sir, I'm going to ask you a simple question. When are you going to stop drinking? He said, when the good Lord comes and get me. And what did that tell me? He wasn't going to stop. No matter what conversation I had with him, he was never, ever going to stop drinking. A person has to have a desire to want to stop and to improve. Otherwise, if they don't, ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay? I'm checking the chat real quick. Hang on. Okay, everything looks good. I think I've answered all the questions. I don't see any more hands or microphones unmuted. I thank all of you so much, very, very much for that. I want to bring to your attention before I close out this right here. Let me bring this up. Okay. Some of you know, and some of you may not know, that Dolly Parton had passed away, I believe was this week. Okay. So I want to dedicate this, and I hope that all of us keep her in your prayers, or her family in your prayers. Okay. Dolly Parton wrote an estimate of 3,000 songs. About 450 of them have been recorded. She has collaborated with a number of different people, artists across the country: Kenny Rogers, Willie Nelson, Loretta Lynn, Paul McCartney, and Elton John. Okay? And keep her family in prayer.
Yes, God bless
as
her family.
We, continue to bless, as we continue to move on, and as we continue to share this technology with every single person that we know. I want you guys to, do what you can to keep her in prayer and her family in prayer as well. I'm bringing up another screen. Hang on. Okay. And I tell you, I didn't listen to a whole lot of her songs, but there was some songs that I liked, okay, that she was singing, okay? And so, and I just really her and Kenny Rogers, when they sung together, just did an awesome, awesome job. So, ladies and gentlemen, this call, I am going to, now don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next Thursday, you guys invite. And I want to thank all of you for getting on. I look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday on our Zoom. Hang on, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I look forward to seeing all of you guys on our Zoom next Thursday. And then keep on inviting people. Keep bringing people. Keep sharing. Keep telling. And we thank you guys so much. And I'm going to play a song to contribute to her and her family.
Okay, guys, I have to leave that because I will be kicked off if he plays that song. So, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I do want to share, if you're ready to go and create your free customer website, then you will go to www.moremito.com/S Alford. Again, that's moremito.com/S Alford. Then you'll click join, then click referring customer, and then you'll complete that information. And let me show you what that looks like. Here's another link that you can go to too. This takes you straight, well, you don't have to click join and referring customer. If you go to https MoreMito, MoreMito.com/joining, joining/S Alford, SALFORD /2. Click on it, see what comes up. It takes you straight to the referring customer page, and you just put in your username. So you have to pick a username. Your username is also going to be part of your website. So everybody's website starts out with moremito.com / and then your username. So after that, then you'll need to put in an email address. You'll choose a password, and you'll put your first name, your last name, phone number, your county, your state, your city, your address, your zip code. WhatsApp is optional. You click that you've read the policies and procedures, click you're not a robot, and click register, and your website's up just like that. After you have completed your website, then you can log into your back office. And how do you log into your back office? Let me show you again. You're going to click login. So if you're on a computer, go right here to login in your top right hand corner. And is this showing? Yes, in the top right hand corner if you're on a computer. If you're on a cell phone, you'll go to menu and then log in. And you'll put your username. See my username, S Alfred, and then your password. And then you click login, and you're now in your back office. Now, if you're ready to order, you can go right here to the green button, and it says buy now. So you click the green button, and you scroll down to your bundles that you want, or your individual products. The bundle that is suggested is the Renew Brain and Body bundle #1. It has the Restore Oil, the Rejuvenate Gel, and the Renew Brain and Body. It has all 3 products. Dr. Bevan Elliott designed our products to all work together, all 3 of these, right? So as you heard us talking on here, some people take some, don't take the other, and everything. So if you decide not to take them all and don't get the results that you think you should get, it's because you did not take all 3, because they're all formulated to work together. You have some things in Restore Oil that you don't have in Rejuvenate Gel. You have some things in Rejuvenate Gel you don't have in the Renew Brain and Body, right? And vice versa. So Dr. Bevan Elliott designed it where all 3 are designed to work together. So you'll go over here and you put your quantity in here, how many you want. And if you want to get the discount by being the referring customer, you're going to click yes, right? And then you'll scroll down. If there's something else that you want to get, you go ahead and order that. We have individual products as well. If you want the nutritional counseling call right here, this is the nutritional counseling call. If you're a referring customer, once you put that in there and click yes, you're going to get it for $20 versus $30. But that call is on every Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so you adjust it to your time zone. But that call, you can only join it if you've paid for that call. Now, at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, we have our corporate call, which is free. So every Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, the corporate call is conference call is free. And every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, the conference call is free. That's our corporate call. So just adjust it to your time zone. But back to doing your order is very easy. You just click buy now, and then it prompts you on each screen. It's very, very simple. Now, once you've created your free customer website, also you can go and download your MoreMito app. Because we have a whole marketing system that you can use, but you need to download the app, right? Well, you can do some of it from your back office. So right here, share MoreMito info. This is your marketing system. So you can actually share the flyer from here. Everybody's flyer looks just like this, right? You can put the person's information in there, but your flyer looks just like mine. Everybody's flyer. As soon as your website's up, your flyer is there, okay? And it even has your information down at the bottom. People can even order from this flyer. I mean, it's your digital talking flyer, guys. You're gonna love it, okay? And it tracks everything. So everybody that I've sent it to, it tracks it. This is how many people I've sent it to since June, okay, when it was made available. And when I tell you guys, it tells me, these are people that have looked at it, right? When you see the activities, they've looked at different things on there, and I can click on there, like this one right here. It shows one activity. So David has only clicked on a link. He has not clicked on any of the videos. He's only clicked on a link, right? Now this person right here, Paul Atwood, He's not only clicked on the link, because he's clicked on the link 3 times, but he's watched this video right here. So it tells you everything because it tracks everything, right? This person here, she's clicked on the link several times and she's played that video. So it tells you these people right here, they haven't done anything. That's why it says no activities. So it's very simple. So if y'all are one of the ones that I've sent information to and you have not clicked on it, guess what? I know you haven't clicked on it and viewed anything. So, but I love that it tracks everything, guys. It is so simple. But how do you get your MoreMito app? You just go to your Play Store or your App Store, depending on whether you're iPhone or Android, and you type in MoreMito, MoreMito, and then, which is right there at the top. Let's see if I can position both of these. See, MoreMito, MoreMito, and you just download that app, and it's going to ask you for your username and password. This is why you create your free customer website first, because that username and password is what you're going to need to log into your app. So you put your username and password. So I will put my username S Alford, SALFORD, and then I will put my password in there, and then I'm in the app, right? And your first time in the app, it's going to ask you a couple of questions. I think it's like 3 or 4 questions, and then after that, you're in your app, and it's very simple as to how to use it. Just like you saw me on here when I went to share more info, you'll go down to the bottom, and the second option is share info, right? And you will click that on the app, right? And then you have these same options here. You can share the flyer, you can share the audios, videos, and documents, and all of this. You go to see and track activity from your shared link. So that is where you want to definitely get familiar with that, because you definitely want to see who has shared the who you shared the information with, and who actually looked at it, and what all they looked at. So you know who to follow up with, guys. So again, we hope that this has helped you. If you want the link sent to you, again, I'm Stephanie Alford, and I look forward to referring as many of you as possible. But if someone else referred you, because I have the Health Award Show with Stephanie on YouTube, and those episodes are for anyone. So if somebody else referred you, you want to get back with the person that referred you. But if Stephanie Alford referred you, or you happen to see one of my episodes, somebody referred you, sent this to you, and they're not a MoreMito customer, then you'll go to www.moremito.com/S Alford, or you can go to https://moremito.com/joining/S Alford/2, and it'll take you straight to the referring customer page. Now, if you want me to send you that link, then you can either text me or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. The phone number is the same for both of those. You'll put your name and link, and I know what to send to you. That number is 817-320-2571. And guys, remember, mitochondria is a powerhouse of your cells. If you lost all your mitochondria right now, you would just drop dead. That's how serious it is. You would not be able to breathe. Your heart wouldn't beat. Your body wouldn't function at all if you lost all of your mitochondria. So just know, because your body is still functioning, you have some mitochondria, even though you're losing mitochondria. So you want to get on the products to build your mitochondria back up, because God designed our bodies that when you build your mitochondria up, your body can fix itself from anything. So you heard a lot of people saying, oh, well, will it help with this condition? Will it help with diabetes? Will it help with, the female issues? Will it help with the men issues of having ED, etc.? We don't do conditions, because we do mitochondria, because we know once you build your mitochondria up, your body already knows how to fix itself. That's the way God designed your body. So we hope that you have enjoyed getting educated on, building your mitochondria up. We hope that you go out and create your free customer website and order your Renew Brain and Body Bundle. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.